I think he's right that there is that people have a misapprehension that privatization will lead to dramatically lower prices. Let's be candid with your viewers. Prices will barely change. It will change at the margins because the markups will remain, and that's where most of the profit, the dividend, comes from. As for the unionized workforce, I think you're right. I think that is where the savings would be captured. It's hard to dispute that.
Okay. Well, you have the floor, and with how much time left? A little under 10 minutes to go? 7 minutes to go. Shall we talk about the beer store, which has been one of your favorite hobby horses?
That has to come out somewhere. Right?
You have been writing the nastiest columns about the what they call the beer store now, what we used to call Brewers Retail back in the day. What's the problem?
Someone had to say it. Look, I think here's one suggestion I would give Mr. Sherman and Mr. Hudak. They held a photo op for their announcement about privatizing the LCBO and the beer store outside of an LCBO outlet. They should have held it outside of a beer store because that's where the public discontent is at its highest. It also would have helped to remove some of the confusion because a lot of people were thinking that the Tories would privatize the beer store. It's already privately held.
It's owned by the private brewers.
It's owned by a monopoly of 3 of the biggest foreign-owned brewers. And people don't realize that. They're used to the idea of the beer store looking and feeling like an old Stalinist government-run institution from the 1950s
but
or 40s.
Presumably this is for convenience sake, right? It's easier to distribute booze if you can do it all to the stores that they already own.
That was the thinking in 1927 or 8 after Prohibition. And the LCBO got the heavy stuff, and the breweries across the province got the less intoxicating stuff. And they were wholesalers at that point. In the 1940s, they bought out the retailers and became vertically integrated. Then the beer industry itself rationalized, and you had 3 big breweries, and then they were globalized and became 3 foreign-owned breweries. That's crazy. Why are 3 foreign-owned breweries dictating the terms of sale in this province amongst the beer stores? We should allow for competition. We should allow for so-called, people say corner stores. Again, misunderstanding. In the current day and age, and in Quebec, it's not just corner stores. It was like that when Mr. Sherman and I were little kids. It's now Costco. It's now the supermarket.
So anywhere, basically.
And so a big box stores that can do things efficiently. Corner stores will be for convenience. The big box stores, the supermarkets that are pretty good at retailing in this day and age, far different from 1950 or 60, can deliver service, I think, more effectively.
Is that your position?
And I salute you, Martin Redcon, for recognizing
He's
a reality.
such a Tory apologist, isn't he?